everyone, welcome to Katharine's Creatures. This is episode 125, and this is a series we're going to talk a little bit about and touch base upon various mythological creatures, beast beings, and the like, pulled from lore worldwide. And I always like to preface by saying I'm not a linguist, so if I mispronounce anything, which I'm almost guaranteed to do that today, I apologize in advance. Now, what I wanted to talk about is another kind of entity that's recognized in various forms over multiple countries. And this one is the Krasue or Krasue. Again, don't know if I'm pronouncing it correctly, but essentially this is some kind of, and this is a dark one episode, everyone, a nocturnal female spirit that is found throughout the southeastern Asian folklore. And essentially the Krasue is a floating, disembodied head of a woman that usually, at least the head part, is young and beautiful, but where it gets really gross, and again, forewarning, is below either her jugular or trachea or even the neck, somewhere in that area. It varies depending on the country. That's when all of a sudden there's just floating organs. Typically the stomach, the heart, and some kind of massive intestines. So a head and organs, and she floats around. Anywho, kind of disturbing, as I said. But again, this is one of Krasue is a just example of one of a whole group of these disembodied floating women's heads and organs. Interestingly enough, that throughout Southeast Asia, and I will go and try to list a few of them out. There's the Op from Cambodia, the Kasu from Laos, the Kuyang or Layak from Indonesia, Mai Lia from Vietnam, Menangal from Indonesia, Pelasik or Pelasit from Indonesia and Malaysia, and the list goes on and on and on. So this is a fairly, I guess, recognizable entity across the board in Southeast Asia, which I had not heard about, but it is very disturbing. Just a visual way. Anywho, so in various stories, again, regionally and throughout the different countries, they'll have their own kind of twist to the Krasue, or Krasue, again, don't know if I pronounce it right. Sometimes they're said to be accompanied by some kind of will-o'-the-wisp-like luminescent glow, these kind of floating orbs, which if you haven't heard, check out last week's episode. Other ones are said to kind of live in certain areas where there's these kind of almost male counterpart-like spirits. Especially in the Thailand area, there is a male called I think it's Krahang or Krahang. And so if you find the one, you're going to probably find the other living in that same kind of area. But again, this levitating head, no lower body, and has organs just attached and just floating around. In Thailand, this is often associated with some kind of female a woman who in life engaged in various sins or fraudulent conduct, bad things. And so once she dies, her sins are kind of reborn in this horrific kind of form. And she is plagued with hunger and needs to consume food, and usually goes after the rotten food, uncooked food, wasted products, and feeds on those kind of things. Now, again, regionally, there are differences. Other times, some of them believe that the Krasue was a woman who ended up being possessed by some kind of darker spirit, and in that way kind of transforms into the Krasue. The Krasue, again, wish I knew which one's correct. And but it could be a curse, it could be so many things of why she came about. And again, a lot of this disembodied head entity is associated with hunger and gluttony and being forever craving some kind of food that she can never be satiated with. And so certain times when cattle or chickens are killed, they say it's a Krasue because this entity, spirit entity, has come to consume the animal's organs and feast when she's always hungry. Anywho, a little bit of a disturbing one this time. But if you're curious about more of this disembodied head, you look her up, because there, again, are a huge variety from all over Southeast Asia, and they all have their twists and their take on why she came about and what her purpose is. But disturbing when you think of what this entity looks like. Anywho, if you have any questions for me about this or anything else, please post them in the comments below or reach out to me on any of my social media. And until next time, everyone, Skål.